This week on Machinery Pete TV, the New House Estate auction featured lots of bidders and solid prices, especially for this low-hourred S660 combine. The history of this 8630 includes one very famous passenger, and the records just keep falling on low-hourred vintage tractors at auction.
Your machinery is a serious investment and at the heart of every farming operation. Some call it a passion. We're Machinery Pete TV, and today we'll cover everything from auction roundups to the classics to the latest trends and technology. Machinery Pete, the most trusted name in farm equipment.
Machinery Pete thanks these premier sponsors for their support. Sullivan Auctioneers. Let our team of professionals show you how to make your auction a success. Visit sullivanauctioneers.com. Hey folks, welcome to Machinery Pete TV, coming at you this week from Northwest Iowa. We're here for the Farm Estate auction of Vernon Neuenhuis. Now all these years I've been covering auctions, folks, farm sales, there's always a first impression when you come on the farmyard. And when the yard is neat, everything is neat as a pin, prices are strong. Now what caught my eye here was this barn that Vernon actually painted last summer at age 85, painted himself. It looks awesome. Now Vernon was 85, but he had some great modern machinery too. We're gonna watch his 2012 S660 combine sell today. But first, let's go back to the studio, catch up on the latest farm equipment news.
All right, thanks Pete. I'm Clinton Griffiths. The latest poll from Purdue University and the CME Group shows optimism is way up in farm country. In fact, the new Ag Economy Barometer for October has hit a new record high, climbing to a reading of 183. That's a 27-point increase from September, and it easily eclipsed the previous record high set back in February before COVID-19 really took hold. What's behind the big increase? Experts say it's been the rally in commodity prices and good crop yields combined with a second round of aid from the Coronavirus Food Assistance Program. Producers are also more optimistic about trade with China.
Farmers became more optimistic about the future of ag trade in the October survey versus September, and they especially became more optimistic about what was going to take place with respect to ag trade with China. In September, 47% of the respondents in our survey said they thought that it was likely that China would fulfill the Phase 1 trade agreement with the U.S. In October, that rose to 59% that expect to see the Phase 1 trade agreement fulfilled.
This month saw more farmers than ever before in the survey's history say their farm's financial situation was better than a year earlier. The investment index was also up and farmers were more positive about purchasing machinery. The percentage of producers expecting to increase their purchases of machinery in the upcoming year rose to 14%. That's up from just 4% back in May. Perhaps more importantly, the percentage of respondents who plan to reduce their purchases in the next year was 33%, just half what it was in May, when 65% of respondents said they plan to reduce those purchases. And new census numbers show rural counties hanging on to population in recent years. Take a look at this graphic. As of July 2019, non-metro or rural counties stood at 46.1 million people. That's the green line you see. Now that accounts for roughly 14% of everyone in the U.S., spread out across 72% of the country's land area. As you can see, while people aren't moving away from rural America, as of 2019, the population had grown only 0.02% from year over year. Now let's take a look at some recent auction prices from around the country. All right, we send it back to Machinery Pete.
You're looking for a nice gravity wagon, folks? We got a pair of good options here for you. Brent 744s, these babies are sharp.
What do you say? 25, 50, 25, and a bit, and a bit, and a bit, 30, 25, 30, 40, 30, and a bit, and a bit, and a bit, and a bit, 40, 40, now 50, 50 down, 60 down, 60 down, 70, now we need that, and a bit.
All right, folks, we've got a little bit of a tough comparable here. This John Deere 2623 disc, it's the smaller ones, 23 foot 7 inch. Now, I see a ton of these things sold, but most of them are quite a bit larger. Now, I did see a while back, same size, 23 foot 7 inch, sold on a farm auction in central Minnesota, brought 26.5. So, you think we'll hit that today?
18, 5, and I'll 7.5. 18, 5, I'm going to bid about 1 and 7.5. 19, 19, 2.5. 19 pounds, I'll going to bid about 2.5. 5, 5, we're going to get 5, 5, we're going to get 9. 20,000, not 21. 20,000, I'm going to bid about 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. $20,000 bid what? $20,000 going to bid about 1 to 1. $20,000 going to bid about 1 to 1. 21, 2. $21,000 going to bid about 1 and 2. Phone bidder. 21, 22. $21,000 bid 2. 21.5, now 2. 22, and now 5. Internet. $22,000 going to bid about 1 to 5. 22.5, and now 23. Phone. 23, then I want to say a $3,000 bid. 22.5, and now 23. 23.5. $23,000 going to bid about 1 to 5. 5 to get 5. 5 to get 5. 23.5, 4. 23.5. Bonus in. 23.5. 24,000. And now 4.5. Internet's in. $24,000 going to bid about 1 to 5. 5 to get 5. 24 now 4 or 5. $24,000 going to bid about 1 to 5. 5 to get 5. 5 to get 5. Phone bidders in. Internet's out. Now internet's in. 24.5. Now 7.5. 24.5 bid about 1 to 7.5. Bid of 7.5. 24.5. 7.5. 24.5 going to bid about 1 to 7.5. Bid 24.5. 24.5. 7.5. Now 25. And now 25,000. $25,000 bid. 24.7 going to bid about 1 to 5. 5 to get 5. 5 to get 5. 25. Now 2.5. $25,000 bid about 1 to 2.5. $25,000 going to bid about 1 to 2.5. Bid $2.5 bid. $25,000, folks, is where we're at. We're on the internet. The other bidders are out. $25,000, $25,250. $25,000 bid 2.5. $25,000 going to bid about 1 to 2.5. Bid 2.5. Internet bids in. 25. Last call. $25,250. $25,000 going to bid about 1 to 2.5. Bid 2.5. $25,000 bid of 250. $25,000 bid of 250. $25,000 250. So bid, $25,000 bid, internet bidder, staying in Iowa.
All right, folks, now we're going to watch a pair of very nice condition Brent 744 gravity wagons sell. And I got to say, used values on 744s have been really steady the last 5 years. In fact, the average auction price each of the last 5 years has been between $10,900 and $11,900. And each year, the highest one we've seen sold right around $14,000.
11, 2.5, 11,500, 11, 2.5 bid of 5, $11 bid, you're out in the internet. 11, 2.5 bid of 5, 5 to get 5, 5 to get 5. Now 7.5, 11, $5 bid of one or both. Now guys, 11.5, 11, 7.5, 11, $5 bid of 12, now 2.5. $12,000 bid about 1 or 2.5, bid of 12, 2.5. $12,000 bid 2.5. $12,000 bid about 1 or 2.5 bid. Are you boys down here bidding? You should be bidding on those wagons right there. $12,250. That's $12,000 bid about 1 or 2.5. I think those guys were bidding, George. You're teaching them young. That's okay. 12,000. Are they nephews or what are they? That's $12,000 bid 2.5. That's $12,000 going to bid about 1 or 2.5 bid. A $2.5 bid. Internet money's in. That's $12,000. $12,250. That's $12,000 going to bid about 1 or 2.5 bid. Last call. Last call. Last call. That's $12,000 going to bid about 1 or 2.5 bid. A $12,250. $12,250. Sold them. $12,000.
Here are a few more items that sold on today's sale.
Let's go! 27.5, 27.5, 27.5. Sold it. Internet bidder, $27,000. At 13, $2.5 bid of 5. Internet's out 13, $2.5, 5. At 13.5, at 13.5. Sold it. 13,250. $5 bid of 7.5. Last call in the internet. That's $5 bid of 7.5. Bid of 7.5. Bid of 7.5. Bid. 12, 7.5. Sold it. 12.5. Buyer number 2 778 out of the internet. $775 out of it over 800. At 800. At 800. At 800. Last call. 775 and now 800. Sold in 775. Then bottom of the one and a half. $950. Last call. $950. Sold in $900 bid.
Machinery Pete TV, brought to you by Ag Direct. For simple, fast, and flexible equipment financing, ask for Ag Direct. Your next piece of equipment is on MachineryPete.com. Search equipment from dealerships across the country to find what you're looking for. Only on MachineryPete.com.
Well, folks, record high auction prices on tractors have been dropping like flies as 2020 winds down here. Now, you might remember on the show recently we highlighted international 1066s. So back on August 14th, this 1066 sold at an auction in Hardington, Nebraska. It only had 794 hours on it, went for $46,000. Now at the time, that was $15,000 over the previous record high auction price on a 1066. And that record only lasted a month, because then on September 22nd, on a collector auction in Strawberry Point, Iowa, this 71 model 1066 only had 2,993 hours on it and was the very first 1066 made, sold for an incredible price of $86,100. Now, the record auction prices on these tractors obviously not just limited to the red ones. Let's talk John Deere. Let's talk 4440s, a tractor model I grew up with. Now, for years, of course, the record high auction price on a 4440 came from this auction, an amazing sale back on March 6th of 2009 in Hamilton, Illinois, sale by our good friends at Sullivan Auctioneers. And the first tractor in the line there, if you can see it amongst the crowd, was an 82 model. Amazingly, only had 47 actual hours on it. And it wound up selling for $58,000, was purchased by John Kinzenbaugh, now as part of his collection. Now that record stood for just over 11 and a half years until just recently here, October 24th, Guttenberg, Iowa, farm estate sale. And this tractor was on the sale, an 82 model John Deere 4440, only 2,515 actual one owner hours on it. And it sold for $67,000, $9,000 over that previous record high price.
Y'all done, 57.58, y'all done, $57.08. Anybody else? 57,000 now. You bidding, sir? 58,000. Now 59,000. 59,000. I got a brand new man. 58, 59. Now 60. Here's $60,000. Here's $60,000. Now one is $60,000. To get up here to 60. One now two. Here's 62. Here's $1. To get up here to 62. $62,000. Here's 61. Two. Here's $2,000. To get up here to 62. Here's $62,000. Now three. 62 and 3. Here's $2,000. To get up here to 3. 3. Here's $3,003. 63,000. Now 4,000. Here's 64. Here's $3,000. To get up here to 4. Here's 63 and 4. $67,000. To get up here to $68,000. 67. $8,000, $57,000 to get up here, 68, y'all done. $67,000 to get up here, 8, y'all done. Sold the tractor.
Welcome back to Tractor Tales, folks. This week we're going to head to West Central Illinois to check out a classic John Deere 8630. While this tractor was a common workhorse on the farm, this model had a very special visitor take a ride.
1975 John Deere 8630 that we bought new. It's sentimental to me because I gave President Ronald Reagan a tractor ride in that tractor October 20th, 1982, when he was president. And it all happened because my brother was Illinois Director of Ag, and President Reagan needed a place to come to Illinois and give a speech along with another event he was going to attend. He ended up coming to our farm. I said, well, if he comes, I'll give him a tractor ride. And the White House press guy liked it. our family was to keep that secret for a month. We couldn't tell anybody. And we practiced that tractor ride every day for a week ahead of the show day at the precise time of day for where the sun was going to be and the best pictures. President Reagan hopped in with me and we went down the field 300 yards and turned around and came back. And we talked about tractors. We're going to make a round with a tractor and chisel plow, but it rained at least an inch the night before. So the chisel plowing that couldn't happen. So we were just going to make, with the chisel plow out of the ground, make a round about 300 yards down the field and turn around and come back. So it was quite a day.
Hey, stay tuned folks. Coming up, our feature item on the show today, a very low-hourred combine. This 2012 John Deere S660. This thing only's got 732 separator hours.
Got equipment to sell privately but tired of scams and hassles? Visit MachineryPete.com and click Sell Mine. MachineryPete.com, the simple and secure way to buy and sell equipment online.
Well folks, our feature item on the show today, definitely worth the wait. This 2012 John Deere S660 combine. This thing's got low hours, 732 separator, and really fun to talk with the family and learn that Vernon used this thing last fall to finish up his 60th harvest.
$500 bid on 105. At 105, 7.5. At a $105 bid on 7.5. I'll take 106. Thank you. Now 107. At 107.8. At 107 bid on 88.89. At a 108.910. At a $19,000 bid above it. 110.10 above it and above it and above it. At $110,000 bid 11. At 110 11 12. At 111,000 now 12. At 112. At 112 and now 13. At 112 and now 13,000. At $113,000 bid 14. At 114 and now 15. At $114,000 bid above it. 115,000. At a 115 and now 16. At a 116. Had 116 and now 17. Had a 117, 18, we need 18,000. At 117 now 18 and now 19 and now 19 and now 120. At 120,000 I'm going to bid above 120. At 121. At 120,000 I'm going to bid 1 2. At $121 bid 2 what do you 2 2 what do you 2? At $121 bid 2. At $121,000 bid 2. Yeah 2 Brent. And now 3. At $122,000 going to bid above 1 3. At 122 3. At 122 3. At 123 4. At $123,000 going to bid above 1 4 now. At 123 and now $24,000. At 123 4. At 124 5. At 124,000 going to bid above 1 5. 5 5 5. At 125 6. At 125 6. At 125,000 going to bid above 1 $6,000 bid. At 125 and now 6. We'll let the board of directors have a little meeting there yet a minute if that will help, okay? 125, 126,000. At 125 and now $26,000 bid. Last call, we're going to sell this good combine. At 125 and now 26,000. 125 and now 26,000. 126, sold it $125,000. Buyer number here, 248.
Well folks, coming into the sale today, the average auction price this year on a 2012 model S660 combine, $93,357, and the highest I'd seen was $121K. Well, we clipped past that today. Our feature item, the 12 model with 732 sep hours, sells for $125. Hey folks, thanks for supporting our MachineryPete.com business. We're growing like a weed and need to introduce again my nephew Max Peterson, Max Pete. Now Max, weren't you recently up at an auction, our good friends at the Steffes Group?
I was, yep. It was a farm retirement auction up in Halleck, Minnesota, and they had a lot of big late model equipment there.
Is that the sale? Weren't there a pair of 2018 John Deere S790 combines, about 400 engine hours each on that sale?
Yep. The first one went for $360,000, the second one went for $330,000.
So you know, bud, you could have wrote one check, $690,000, and came home with both.
Yeah, that might be a little out of my price range.
A little rich?
Yeah.
Well, folks, thanks for joining us this week on Machinery Pete TV from Northwest Iowa, just outside of Granville. I tell you, really an honor to be here for the Farm Estate auction for Vernon Newenhouse and watching this mixture of new stuff and old stuff sell. But like every auction, the best part, for me is the people you get to meet. Now tune in next week. We're going to have more fun back here on Machinery Pete TV. Machinery Pete thanks these premier sponsors for their support. Sullivan Auctioneers. Let our team of professionals show you how to make your auction a success. Visit sullivanauctioneers.com.
Your next piece of equipment is on MachineryPete.com. Search equipment from dealerships across the country to find what you're looking for. Only on MachineryPete.com.